guys! Today I'm going to review The Sound of Music. Came out in 1965 and is an American musical drama. It was produced and directed by Robert Wise and was an adaptation of the 1959 stage musical. It's also based on the 1949 memoir The Story of the Trapp Family Singers by Maria von Trapp. The story set in 1938, just before the Second World War started. The film runs 174 minutes and cost $8.2 million. However, it was a massive success and made back $286.2 million. And it became the highest grossing film of all time for 5 years. It was also nominated for 10 Academy Awards, winning 5 of them. The awards it won were Best Picture, Best Director for Robert Wise, and also Editing, Score and Best Sound, and is now regarded as one of the best films ever made. The film stars Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer. So I thought I'd review this one with it being Christmas. Maria, an aspiring nun, is sent as a governess to take care of 7 motherless children. Soon her jovial and loving nature tames their hearts, and the children become fond of her. She eventually marries the father, played by Christopher Plummer, and managed to escape from the Nazis. So at the time, this was the highest grossing film of all time, and it had that title for 5 years, beating Gone with the Wind from 1939. And if you adjust it for inflation, it's still on the list in 6th place. So we'll have a look at the list now. So I found this list, and it's from 2022, so it might have changed by now. But this list is the top 10 highest grossing films adjusted for inflation. So as you can see, there's a lot of old films on the list. And it's amazing that Gone with the Wind, a 1939 film, still the top grossing film of all time. So it just shows how great the director Robert Wise was. And it's interesting because he directed my favourite horror film of all time, The Haunting, from 1963. So that was just 2 years before this film. And he's done loads of good films. There's The Day the Earth Stood Still from 1951. And then of course he did Star Trek The Motion Picture. And a lot of fans don't like that film very much, but I think it's very underrated. It's actually one of my favourite Star Trek films. So he's a great director. And he did a wonderful job on this film with some beautiful shots. So Julie Andrews, she'd just done Mary Poppins in 1964. And she's really good in this. She plays a likeable character that the audience feels sympathy for. Oh, Phil, Julie Andrews is hot as a nun. Hey, I'd make the bugger reach some high notes. And Christopher Plummer, his characters... There's a lot to him, actually, because at first you think he's this stern father figure that uses a whistle to get his children to obey him. But eventually, as the film goes on, you see a softer side to him. So I thought that was a really well-laid character that he played. So it's amazing the amount of great shots that's in this film. That's down to Robert Wise. It's shot after shot. Quite amazing, actually. And the film starts with this epic long shot of the Alps and the mountains. However, the film's not without its faults. It is overlong, way overlong. It's over 3 hours. It's interesting that the Blu-ray that I was watching, it has an intermission. So they've left that in. It lasts for a couple of minutes. And they had these intermissions for the audience to get up and relax. Hey, Phil, you know them intermissions were for people to go out to have a piss. I suppose you're right. They did use that to go to the toilet. So it was a nice touch having it left on the Blu-ray. It's a bit like the Blu-ray of Ben-Hur. That's got the intermission left on. At first I wondered what the hell it was when I watched Ben-Hur and intermission came up. Then I realised that they had them with long films. The songs are a mixture though. Some of them are just average and a little bit dated. But some songs are great. I do like Edelweiss. Many songs, I thought. I was more involved in the actual story, the plot. I wanted to know what would happen to the characters in the film. And then you keep getting these songs that slowed it down a bit. So I was actually more invested in the plot than the songs. So the last act's the best part of the film, which is good, where they're trying to get away, because that's the Germany's taken over Austria and they're trying to get away from them. Because they want Christopher Plummer's character, who was a captain, they want him to captain a ship for Germany and he refuses, so they're after them. So it has a dark edge to the film, actually, all about fascism, how it slowly seeps into society, very much like today in England. Yeah, this bloody country's starting to turn into a bloody fascist state. Bloody folk getting locked up for bloody posts on Facebook. Bloody doesn't make sense, that bugger. So much for bloody free speech. And I like how Christopher Plummer's character, he stands up for what's right and wrong. They're trying to silence him, but he won't put up with them. So I thought that was cool. Made him very brave in a society that's trying to silence people. Sounds familiar.
What's going to happen is going to happen. Just make sure it doesn't happen to you.
Max, don't you ever say that again.
You must help it.
So there's a good contrast between good and evil, about beauty and ugliness. You see all these beautiful shots of the mountains and everything, and that contrasts with what happened during World War II. You also have to bear in mind that this came out in 1965, so it was like a 20th anniversary of the end of the war. Another fault with the film is it is a bit too sentimental at times, and it does look dated. But apart from its faults, I still regard it as a classic film. And at times it's quite breathtaking, the amount of brilliant shots that were used in this film. So it's one of the best looking films of all time. I think out of 10 I'd give this one a 9. 9 out of 10. Almost gets top marks. So what did you think, boys? Did you like it? Yeah, bloody don't rare me. It's more like bloody S-H-I-T. What a bloody sentimental shit. Made us bloody feel sick feel. Okay everybody, bye. Like, subscribe and share. Bye. Bye. And Merry Christmas. Bye. Bye.
Must I? So long. There.